30 feet of it is still laid into the cemetery, but until we get the excavator in there to lift that, so we cut it, it will be there. But as I say, no stones were damaged, and we have it cleared up. I will have it cleared up before Memorial Day, though, because we have to get our cemeteries in good shape. If this rain quits, we'll get up for the next few weeks. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Rick, on that tree falling, I made myself a note here. Were the headstones damaged? You said no. And there was something else I wanted to ask on that. Let's see if I can turn it. I can't remember what it was. All right. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
Excuse me, can I bring up an issue that I keep forgetting you raised? Julie had gotten a request, and you guys will have to help me with this. What cemetery did that individual want to put an urn in?
That would be the Oddfellow Cemetery.
It was a request by a gentleman. His mother had passed away. Her mother and father are buried in that cemetery. Am I right? And her wishes were to have her urn placed at her mother's. Her ashes. Placed at her mother's. Of her grave.
Their grave.
Anyway, and for those people who were on council at the time we accepted these cemeteries, we closed them for burials just because although these cemeteries are some of the best that have ever been turned over to a governmental entity, we still don't have very good records as to where people are buried, where exactly the lot sizes are. Ricky's done a tremendous job trying to figure out everything and put stones back up, and the guys have done a great job. But we still haven't opened these cemeteries for burials, just because you obviously don't want to be digging where someone's buried. However, in looking at this particular location, there appears to be almost even enough space for another coffin behind it that we know was not platted. So it would not be difficult to put this urn where these people want to do. However, we would need to take some legislative action to do that. And he's from, where is he, in Washington, D.C.? I forget. Anyway, he's going to come in for Easter, and he wanted to see if he could do it. So before I start investing time and energy in redoing that to allow for this situation, I just want to see if council was amenable to, we would very likely have to do an ordinance allowing for it. We don't have a fee schedule to create that sort of, we don't have a fee schedule for placing an urn there. To buy a plat, they'd actually have to buy that as a plat and to place the urn there, so we don't have any of that in place. So I have to draft an ordinance to allow for that. We'd probably have to get with the Ohio, it's the Department of Commerce handles cemeteries. There's one gentleman in Ohio who handles all of them. He's very nice and overworked, but and I have talked to him in the past. So we could probably get it so we can do that, but I just wanted to see if council was amenable to that before I did that.
Yeah, I think we should.
I mean, it seemed like a reasonable request. I don't think we want to open that whole cemetery up because we don't have the luxury of knowing. We might, are there other places
There's other
right
areas
there?
that's large areas that, as far as the records I've got, and none of them are complete, that are vacant toward the rear of the cemetery. I've tried putting a probe down in certain spots. It's just too hard to the ground. So what I'm going to have to do is bring a metal detector in so that we can scan the area and see if there's any type of structure or any type. I doubt very seriously there'll be bolts there because the agents.
Yeah, there wouldn't be one.
Maybe you get lucky and find handles or partial castles or something.
Nails.
Nails or something that will give us some indication that these are occupied areas.
Or does council want us to scale out a couple of places that we could sell as lots and then just do that now and just open those up and then be done with the issue?
Yes, I think that would be good, and you know we've had one request already.
I know.
Yeah.
So I thought
If
that
you
might
don't ask
accommodate.
anybody else, please make that request, Mr. Groove.
That was my thought. If we can,
Lots of requests for people that are alive
He
to
is,
be buried there.
right.
yeah, no,
So,
that was my thought. I mean, if we have
I
a
mean,
few
he
that
has
we're
on several
concerned,
occasions let it be known that he was up to be
right?
buried.
And I thought we could accommodate that through this
That
as
would be
well. If we're going to
wonderful.
open it up. So, okay, I will go ahead and draft that. Expect to see that at the next meeting. it's probably, in order to accommodate the request, it's very likely going to have to be by an emergency, so I wanted to bring it to your attention.
He did call today and left a voice message.
See, I remembered without him calling. He's very insistent and
Yeah.
comes off a little strong, but he's trying to do the right thing for his mom, so we're giving him some leeway on that. So I will draft that for next time.
He doesn't have to go far, does he?
No.
He gets discounts close.
Do you have anything else for Council Briggs?
No. No.
All right. Any questions for Rick? All right. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Next item we have on the agenda is the Finance Committee report. Derek, are you?
I got it.
Okay.
Finance Committee report of February 26th. Attendance with Bob Follett, Tim Rosser, Derek Campbell, Chief Zucker, Gilpin, excuse me, Bill. The village has an old bill for attorney fees for $15,337. This bill was discussed and it was recommended, since it was under review for so long, that we ask that the invoice be resubmitted with any updates suggested by the village. This invoice is not included in our appropriations and will need to be added after clarifications. The Finance Committee recommends keeping the Ohio plan as our insurance carrier because that's the best one. We get more money, more buck for our money. We are watching the state Ohio budget negotiations for how it will affect the local government fund. Now we know that it's up to the Finance Committee and the Appropriations Committee in the state. But they want to cut it 25% for 2011, 25% for 2012. That plays out to be several $1,000s for us. Mr. Gilpin stated he was comfortable with the appropriation for this year, but we do need to pay attention to rising fuel costs. 2010 fuel usage was 5,200 gallons, so it is a significant expense, and even a small increase will affect the police department's budget. Chief Zucker stated that he feels the property room will be available, be maintained by Linda and the current software that we have now. The Finance Committee also discussed the zoning person. Mr. Gilbert informed us that other local governments pay between $200 and $600 a month, and that we should be able to offer something similar to those if we would to fill a zoning position. Respectfully submitted.
I have a couple of things to follow up on that. The Finance Committee is recommending keeping the Ohio plan as an insurance carrier for 2011.
That's correct.
Is that considered a motion?
Didn't we already do that?
Yeah,
Did we?
I thought we were going to do that last meeting. Did we do that?
I think we've done that. We just
we are.
brought up the fact that it was worth the
Oh,
effort.
did it come up in the special meeting?
Yeah, I think we
15th?
did.
There was some
Special meeting.
legislation there?
It was effective, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did by motion. Do you have confirmation of that? That's what we were going to do, but
I don't have a copy of those minutes.
I don't
I don't remember actually doing
that.
it. I
No,
remember
don't.
saying
I was
it.
going to say, I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
No, we had our special meeting?
Well,
I
why
don't
don't we
think she brought us
do
down.
it again? Because it never hurts to do it again.
That's what I tried to do.
I don't have the minutes.
I'll make the motion that we do it again.
If we have not previously approved, that we approve tonight.
Yes.
For the first and the second?
I'll second.
We did not?
I don't see it.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Chuck.
Yay.
On the topic of the state, on the local government fund, as I understand, it's 25% in 2012.
2013.
And then an additional.
I'm still in 2010.
Yeah. And then an additional 25 in 2013, correct?
Correct.
So for a
Correct.
total of 50%.
Yeah.
Which to us means roughly $30,000 in 2012 and
13.
and what's that?
And 13.
And 13, then it would be $60,000 because it would take the full amount, lose the full amount. Is that correct understanding?
Correct.
Correct.
If not, it's awful close.
Yeah, very close to that.
Because it hasn't passed yet. Hasn't passed yet.
It'd be very difficult.
Any Any other discussion or questions on the fiscal officer's report? Or, I'm sorry, the finance committee report. Have before you bills from February 19th to March 21. Time to entertain a motion from council regarding these bills.
I'll make the motion to pay the outstanding bills.
Second.
Discussion, questions? Roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Tim,
Yay.
Chuck.
Yay.
The bills for February 19 through March 21 are approved. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is legislation. What we have is a first reading for the agreement with Beaches Lawn Care for zoning-related mowing in the village. Ordinance number O-2011-13, an ordinance by the Council of Amelia Village, Ohio, authorizing execution on behalf of the Amelia Village of an agreement with Beaches Lawn Care for the cutting of grass and/or weeds to be determined in violation of the Amelia Village zoning code. I will serve as the first reading. Before we move into the public input section, I have I want to let council know that I have concluded the interviews in the fiscal officer position. 3 very, very, very strong candidates, and I hope to be making a recommendation by the next meeting to council. Some follow-up work to do, perhaps 1 or 2 second interviews to finalize my decision. We have 3 very, very competent candidates, so I'll keep you posted as things progress. That being said, we'll move into the public input section of tonight's meeting. Because it looks like we have a large crowd, just want to have here with me the 2010 Rules of Council, which there have been no amendments to in 2011. So I'm going to read the section regarding public participation in council meetings, just in the effort of keeping everything efficient this evening. The public participation in council meetings are provided by law to allow the public to understand and participate in their governmental process, and council wishes to encourage public participation and comment. However, it is imperative that council business be handled efficiently and expeditiously. With that in mind, it is the intent of this council to establish the following rules of public participation in order that proper decorum be observed at all times. Guest of council / public input segment, an agenda item. In the event that a guest wishes to address council for a specific cause or reason, that person must notify the mayor's office prior to 12 p.m. on the day of the council meeting of the month. The person is requesting an audience with council must state the issue that they wish to address in advance so that that person may be added to the agenda. Additionally, there is a public input time set aside during each scheduled regular meeting wherein no notification is required and the public may address council on any topic. Number 2, the mayor must recognize persons who wish to address council prior to such persons taking the floor. All persons not personally known to council shall furnish their names, addresses, and reason for their appearance prior to being recognized. Said information shall be recorded in the official minutes. In the interest of allowing everyone to have a chance to speak, council has directed that the administrative manager, in this case the mayor, shall place a public input segment. Administrative manager is Julie. Shall place a public input segment on the regular agenda wherein anyone may speak and have an audience of council regardless of reason. However, to ensure fair and equal opportunity for public participation in the public input segment, some rules of council will be enforced. When there is an issue before council that may cause large interest from the public, the mayor shall read the following rules to the audience in order that everyone that wishes to speak on that matter before council may have that opportunity, but that no one person may monopolize council's time. All persons shall furnish their names, addresses, and the reasons for their appearance prior to being recognized. Said information shall be recorded in the official minutes.